All right, so let's get into the interview.
Okay.
Okay. So Notes,
What's up?
how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm feeling wonderful now. I'm feeling wonderful.
Finally.
I can't even complain. I'm feeling wonderful.
Okay, okay. So where you from?
I am from East New York, Brooklyn.
Okay, okay. You still out here in Brooklyn or?
No, I actually I moved down south 10 years ago, came back, and I'm actually in Connecticut right now. So
Okay,
A
okay.
day in the morning. Where did you move
Yeah.
down south?
Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. You got family down there?
My mother and father live down there. And I got a couple of other family members. My father's from Charleston, so I got a lot of family
Okay.
down south.
It's beautiful down in Charleston.
Mm-hmm. I love
So,
it. He's actually from Edisto Island. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. But
No.
Edisto
why does
Island
that
is
sound
right off,
familiar?
right off of, like, not too far from Charleston. Like, it's in Charleston, but it's like on the borderline of it. But
What
it's
is it
It's
called
like the
again?
Geechee stuff. Look, is it the Geechee stuff?
It's real geechy. Real geechy.
The Geechee Geech. Okay.
Geechy geech. They country geech.
No, wait, what is it called again?
Geechy. Oh, Edisto
No.
Island.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
Let me tell you. I read that book. What was the name of that book, Kim? And they even made it a movie about the people that lived on that island. It's a real famous book and movie.
I gotta look it up.
I was in it. You should have seen me need if I had Google Translate back then. I was like, no, wait, no, what? No, okay. Okay.
So now, what brings you to Connecticut?
My wife
Right.
my mother-in-law, she lives up here. We visited about 2 years ago. My wife liked it. She got a job here with the school system and stuff like that. So hey, no brainer, man. It's we connected. So I was like, hey, it's no brainer. She looks out for me, so I'm gonna look out for her, and we just made our way up here.
Period. Dot.
There it is. There it is, right there. No
You like
bags involved,
Connecticut?
right?
It's too damn cold up
No,
there.
no bags involved at all.
No bags in the transaction.
No bags.
It's
Okay.
cold up there. Shoot. It's
Yeah,
cold
it
where
is.
you
It
at,
is.
Kim.
It is, but he in the tri-state, so he know all that New
Mhm.
England stuff.
Yep.
Freezing.
We in the mountains up here, so
Oh
trust
my
me.
goodness.
I know.
I need my heated blanket just to walk outside.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, it's cold over here.
Shoot.
Okay, so Notes. So now I've been playing Daydream. I've been playing.
Oh, that's the jam right there.
Yeah, I've been playing a couple of your songs. No Justice,
That's
No
the jam
Peace.
right there.
Those are all on the station.
Okay.
And actually, I incorporated. I don't know whether it was Daydream or No Justice, No Peace. I incorporated in Chase's mix yesterday.
Yeah, I actually had a conversation with Chase, which is I'm Kim. Thank you for that link for real.
Yeah.
Thank you for that link.
Aw.
Look at
I
y'all.
saw y'all in the comments. I was like, look at them.
Look at y'all networking. Look at them. Tink.
But yeah, so I added it, put it in with the mix and stuff like that because, but I've been playing your songs ever since I launched. So you've been since day one.
Because I asked Kim, I'm like, who is it with this daydream?
Mm-hmm.
When I like something, that's what I say.
Exactly. So, okay, so now that's off your EP or LP, Watch the View?
That's off my LP.
LP, okay. And Watch the View, correct?
Yes.
How many tracks do you have on there?
13.
Okay.
13.
And I've been seeing the streams go up and stuff like that. I work very closely with MJ, so.
Yeah, the streams are, man, like, MJ, look, let me tell you something. I owe MJ so much, man. Like, a lot of people don't understand that MJ is a diamond in the rough. And I think for me, my relationship with MJ came from, I don't know if you guys are familiar with my guy, Jason Bourne. They used to call him Jason Bourne. He actually passed during the right before COVID actually started hitting. He actually passed away. It was a shocker to us. And then I reached out to MJ and just was like, hey, sis, I might want to do some business with you. And she was like, hey, I've been waiting for you to call me. JB talks so highly of you. So it just was like, even in him passing, he still was passing the baton on to help me out. So I'm forever indebted to him. But, MJ has been a savior for me. She really has.
Yeah. I met him one time. It was, are you familiar? You know Debonair, right?
Yes.
It was Debonair's, I think, the release of his project, and he was actually interviewing him. And I wasn't familiar with him before, but I knew it was big. It was in that studio. What is it? IMI studio in Manhattan. So me and my son went. We had a great time. My son loved it. And then next thing you know, I'm seeing all of these rest in peace and all this other stuff. And I know he was a very big influence because I saw it in your press kit.
Yes.
That he was a very big influence to you. So, you know, the passing of him, that had to hit hard.
It really did. We were gonna do some business together, but I only knew JB. The funny part, I only knew JB for 6 months, and you know the funny thing is, from the first day that we met, it just connected. It just
some people like that.
Yeah, it just made sense, and it was just so crazy because he did the Lawyers and Labels event a week before he actually went into the hospital. So I talked to him on a Tuesday. That was the last Tuesday. Then the Tuesday after, I called him, and usually we talk like 2 days out of the week. I wasn't getting no response. I'm like, this ain't nothing. It's going straight to voicemail. I'm like, did he block me? I'm like, I doubt if he blocked me. And I'm just like, it's crazy. And somebody hit me and was like, yo, just pray for him. What does that mean? What are you talking about? Pray for him.
Yeah.
And he was still around for about, he was fighting for a while. I went to see him in the hospital, and I couldn't take it. I was up there with Hot Waters. I think you guys are familiar with Hot Water. And we were up there, and I was talking to him, talking to JB, you know, while he was asleep. His mom's, his wife was up there and stuff like that. And it was hard for me. It really was, to see somebody like that a strapping, you know, strong man like that.
Yeah, big guy.
To be laying in the bed like that. And when he passed, it hurt. And the funny story about that is I actually recorded the last part of Watch the View that day that he had passed on. And I wasn't going to do it, but my engineer was like, he wouldn't want you to stop. He would want you to keep going. And I think that was the hardest studio session I ever had in my life.
Oh, wow.
To lose somebody, it was crazy. And, you know, and for me too, losing him, but it wasn't just him. I lost my aunt like almost a couple of months after he passed to COVID.
Oh, wow.
To COVID?
Yeah. And she had it. She was in a coma. She had fluids on her lungs, and that was going away, and looked like she was getting better. And then, you know, just out the blue, like 2 days later, she passed away. So
that COVID ain't no joke.
It definitely is not a joke. And I just had talked to my aunt probably like a month prior to that. So her passing, it really shook me up. You know, but for me, that's why I dedicated, you know, I didn't say it about her because, you know, my cousins, they were really kind of with their mother and stuff like that. They didn't really want that kind of press and stuff like that. But it's dedicated to me. It was dedicated to her, and it was dedicated to JB. And I said that about JB. I openly told people that this album was dedicated to him because I felt like if he was here, Watch the View is out of this world right now with the way the numbers are on Spotify. But with him here, I probably would have been and made 1 million streams right now with him here. Wow. That's how much of a big impact he would have made on this project.
So now, what are your musical influences?
Oh man, I know you read my press kit. I know you read my bio. You know, Marvin Gaye, the Temptations, and people are like, oh, that's not hip hop. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. So my father got saved before my mother, so I grew up a pastor's kid. So my whole thing with my mom, when she wasn't really in the church at that point in particular, those old time records, they did something for you. Marvin Gaye, the Bakers, the Temptations, the Commodores, that stuff did something for me. And if you hear Watch the View, you hear that. I'm giving you what I listened to in my childhood. All those songs, when you hear the track listed and how it goes, that's what it was. So those were my influences. In hip hop, because I don't want to be the person, no, he's a hip hop person, he ain't got no hip. I'm gonna give you the regular people. I'm from New York, man. So Biggie, you know, Nas, Tribe Called Quest, you know, Busta Rhymes. And then I can go further than that. I mean, I think these people were kind of like latter part of teenage years. Kanye West, in music. I don't know about now, but in music. Q-Tip. I'm gonna give you some new people. Nipsey. It's a lot of people that played a big role, but Nas and Jay-Z and Biggie played a real big role in me coming up as an artist and me wanting to do hip hop.
When did you know? When did you know you had the gift, you had the talent for this?
I would say high school, where we used to, you know, you're in the lunchroom where everybody started beating on the table. You wait for your turn to go, and you just ready to show people your skills. But I think it was once I got out of high school and kind of really started recording and stuff like that. I think I knew then, when a lot of people was like, "Yo, this is dope."
Yeah.
You know, and I think when I still was green, a lot of people was like, "This is dope." And I think back then, I think I was whack back then. But a lot of people was like, "Yo, you just keep going, you keep pushing, it's gonna get better." And you grow over time, and that's what I've done with my music. I've grown over this time of period. You know, the last 10 years have been amazing for me when it comes to me being an artist and me putting out projects like Watch the View.
Okay. So now, with that being said, like, what is your favorite track on the album?
Oh, Kim just got me. I like all the tracks on there. One that stands out, No Justice, No Peace, has to be my favorite track off of it. Just for me, it's just the message behind it. And I'm gonna give people the story. It wasn't made during the time where, you know, you had the George Floyd, you know, tragedy that happened. But I made that song I wrote that song probably a year before I actually recorded it and put it out on Watch the View. I just think at the time I felt like it just didn't happen with the George Floyd situation. We've been going through this for a while with the cops, you know, doing stuff to our people. And not just men. It's so funny that it's not just to, you know, the black men, even black women. This has been happening. We've been harassed. And it's kind of to that point where I just felt I've never been a person that witnessed it in my life. Like, I've never gotten pulled over and a cop pulled a gun out on me. I've never witnessed that. So I wanted to give that type of view from a person that never witnessed it. But I understand I got people beside me, like my cousins and them, that had guns pulled on them in a car stop and stuff like that, or somebody that got shot and somebody that got beat up by the cops. I understand that, you know, and I'm from the hood. Now I never got to the point where it was like a cop pulled a gun, but we from the hood. You know, I've gotten harassed. I've come home from work when I lived in the project before, and two cops are sitting in the lobby, and they're sitting there watching me. I press the button, the elevator comes, and then y'all want to be like, "Hey, I need you to come here." Like, dude, I've been standing here for like the last 5 minutes waiting for the elevator. So I understand that standpoint. I just wanted people to understand that, hey, I may not have been a victim of it, but I understand it as a black man living in America.